You press the button, it's not turned off. You move something and it turns on. So this is a sleep. It's turning off the monitor. Shut down. I don't recommend using sleep on a laptop because it will constantly use the battery of the laptop and it will destroy it in time. Now it turned off. So there's the power button here on the side. It's not powering on. So the laptop powered on by inserting the power cable. On battery. Plugged in. Now that's cute. This is not a normal power button. Press it once, turns on the screen. Press it again, turns off the screen, but not the machine. Screen brightness is F4 and F5 directly. No function key needed. Screen brightness increased with F5. Screen brightness decreased with F4. No drivers were installed. That's the volume down and volume up by F2 and F3. F6 switches between the touchpad and this button. Touchpad is enabled, sense point is disabled. Sense point is enabled. Now it's moving. By the way, the fan is pretty noisy. I'm not doing anything and listen to that fan. Sleep was disabled, hibernate enabled, and when I press the power button it should go to hibernate. Now it should turn off after saving the content of the memory. The laptop is pretty noisy. Yes, it turned off. The screen does not turn on when I touch the keyboard. Just one short press. No LEDs. Now there is an LED here, so it turns on slowly and quietly that you don't even notice it. So F1 is mute, muting the sound. F2 brings the volume down. F3 brings the volume up. F4 decreases the brightness of the screen. F5 increases it. F6 touchpad disabled, touchpad enabled. Sense point disabled, sense point enabled. F7 keyboard light on, keyboard light off, light on, light off. F8 is the projection, PC screen only, okay. F9 is locking windows. F10 camera on, that camera, now it's closed, now it's opened. There's a mirror like reddish thing there. So camera is F10. F11 is a screen capture. Draw a shape to create a screen snip and you can select which shape, whatever. F11 escape. F12 I'm not sure, nothing is visible. That should be a microphone. Microphone off, microphone on. Microphones are up here, those 2 points. Now another interesting button. AI clear voice off, on. Clear voice speaker. Okay, you have a print screen. Okay, have to use, let's say, paint for that. Delete and pause. Numlock does not have any LED anywhere. How do you know if it's on? Caps lock luckily has an LED. Now it's off, now it's on. Function plus escape. Function and escape. Function key priority mode. Function key priority mode. Function key hotkey. So now it's bringing the volume down. Function escape. Now it's not bringing the volume down. So with function and escape you can use the other thing which is shown here. Function escape. F1 is white, so that one is used, not the volume. Function escape. Now the upper one, the mute, is white, and now the mute is used. So which one is white? That one is used. 1, 2, 3, 4 are lit. Here's a rubber thing. The warm air is blown onto the monitor. Here it's colder. Here the black plastic is warm. Here on the side we also have a volume, just like on smartphones. The top one is minus and the lower portion is plus. It's exactly the opposite on smartphones. If you want to bring the volume up, you have to push the lower part of the button, and then it increases the volume. Here we have the arrows, but we have home and end also. In order to use the home and end instead of left and right, you have to press the function key. So now the cursor is at the end, and if I press function and home, then it should go to the beginning. The same thing for page up and page down. You have to hold the function, and then I don't have enough pages. Now I added more pages. So function and page up, page down. Notice it is moving up and down. So in order to use these, use the FN function. The top cover, I can feel electricity in it, and it's cold, so it is metal. When it's plugged in, you're barely touching it, you can feel electricity. You cannot feel on the lower portion because that's plastic, but on the top. Unplug it and it goes away. You cannot feel anything. You can plug it in any of those USB-Cs. So here's the noisy part. Nothing is noticeable here, but here maybe this is the air in and this is the air out. It's pretty thin. One finger roughly. So there is nothing in the front, no connector. We have a USB-A, that's the right side. We have a USB-A, volume down and volume up, a power button, and a local area network connector, RJ45. That's for the wired internet. Nothing on the back, no connectors, only the hot air out on this part. Plastic legs here and rubber legs in the front. And on the left side we have this Kensington lock. We have two USB-Cs. The second one has a power sign on it. We have an HDMI output. Nowadays you don't have VGA. Another USB-A. It's black. I'm not sure if it's USB 3 or not. The other one is black also. We have a headphone, microphone also. That should be a hard drive. That should be a power. The laptop is powered on. Let's insert the power USB-C. The center one, now it's on and it's red. That one, and it's in the first connector. Unplugged, and it's red in the second USB-C also. That one. Both of them can be used for charging. And of course there's nothing on the top except the ASUS logo. It is kind of flexing. Plus you can feel the electricity. We have some legs here. When you open up the lid, and if it's on a harder table, those will lift up the front portion, that one. But currently it's on a soft surface. So the legs also raise it up, but the screen raises it up even more because air has to enter on these fins, and it's getting noisier and noisier just because of an update. 1920 by 1080 is the maximum resolution. So I just rendered the video on the laptop and it completed in 22 minutes, and I rendered the same thing on a different laptop. This one has a dedicated graphics card and it finished in just 3 minutes. No dedicated graphics card 22 minutes. Dedicated graphics card only 3 minutes. Intel UHD. I wanted to plug in the power cord, so I held the laptop from the right side, not to push it away to the right while I'm plugging it in. And what I did, I pressed the power button. So that's a bad location for the power button. USB speed is very low, only 40 megabytes per second. But that flash drive is capable of much more, around 300 megabytes. Now the transfer speed from the SSD onto the flash drive is much slower, only 24 something, 25 megabytes. So that USB port on the left side, USB-A, is pretty slow. Now let's test the other one, which is on the right side. From the SSD onto the USB flash drive on the right side. It's also slow, 24-25 megabytes per second. So the USB-C, this one, which currently is the hub, that one is fast, but the A's are slow. USB-A. Now let's reverse these two USB-Cs. This is the power, and this is the hub. I will put this one here, then push the laptop from the right side because you might power it off. So now that's the power and that's the USB hub. Now let's see the speed. And the transfer speed is high, 210 megabytes through the other USB-C, through the hub onto the stick, and it's gone. So both USB-Cs can be used as data transfer and for power. Both USB-Cs are quick, fast, and the USB-As, which are somewhere here in the center, those are much slower.